You taking a strap? I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 82 of the SZN podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, please make sure you check us out on the Instagram and Twitter. There's a link in our bio on both of those platforms there, and it has a link that takes you to all of our links in terms of streaming platforms where we're situated at, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc., etc. That's SZN Podcast for the Instagram and SZN Pod for the Twitter. Make sure you like, subscribe, give us a follow on, and all that good stuff, please, guys. But yeah, 82, bro. Let's dive straight into it. Yeah. Tired, man. So let's we got some reviews and previews to do. So we saw some fights. Some fights went down. Quite a few fights went down yesterday, to be fair. Actually, it's not a few. It's not just any old fights. Couple title fights and couple European title fights, etc. Let's start with the Avanesyan card. I think that's probably what we spent a lot of the time reviewing last week, or a brief portion of last week's episode reviewing. What we were saying that last week, that we don't know this opponent guy, this Oscar Metz. We haven't heard of him. We don't know him. Supposedly ranked highly, but we weren't expecting much from him, to be honest. Not to be harsh in that, it's just obviously we sort of know where Avanesyan's at level-wise and who we would rather see him fight. And they brought this opponent for us where they're thinking, it's not who we want to see this guy get in the ring with, but he's got to beat what's in front of him. But I think from that performance and how it went down, I think what we're saying is justified, right, bro? We need to get David Avanesyan, a credible opponent. We need to get him a world title shot, really, or a world title eliminator at the minimum, because he's going to blast this guy out in about a minute. Round one, dashed him. Was on him like a flash from the first bell. To be fair to this guy, he was trying to engage as well. He went back in the way. He was also throwing, but you saw the difference in shots that were being landed from Avanesyan and him. His shots looked paper thin. I can't lie. Avanesyan was just walking through them. And then when Avanesyan caught him, you saw what happened to his legs. You saw the end result. So, it was just a complete mismatch. What can we say about that, bro?
Bro, when he hit him and his legs started Harlem shaking. Legs.
Yeah, man. It says it all. Yeah, it was quite funny, actually, the reaction. But, yeah, I mean, it's kind of what we expected, in a way. Like, I can't...
and you can see from, like, the crowd was empty. It was like Wembley, wasn't it? Not obviously.
Wembley Arena. The arena, yeah.
Empty. That's the main event. It was a complete mismatch. And there was some good people on the undercard who I wanted to keep an eye on as well. Dennis McCann was there. Yeah. That was a good fight, to be fair. But it was all, the main event was poor. It's not the level Avanesyan should be operating at. You heard me last week. I was very vocal about, they say the fight we want to see.
Yeah.
And then you hear someone like Steve Bunce, his comments afterwards.
Let's talk about what Steve said. Yeah, so we're just like remind the listeners who obviously didn't tune in on, they might missed his little run, what Steve Bunce was saying post-fight.
Well,
do you want to remind, or do you want to break it down quickly?
The gist of it, my man said people like Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz are ducking Avanesyan, and he said it's a fact. He said they could have fought him and they ducked him.
Yeah.
And that can't be true. That's not true whatsoever. Because to me, they both beat Avanesyan.
Yeah.
And these guys want to fight. These guys are even ranked higher than Avanesyan anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they... Yeah, he's woofing. Avanesyan could have fought a lot of people. He should be pushing for these big fights. He's fought someone out of nowhere. So I ain't buying that for a second. And they wash him anyway, to be honest.
My question, do you feel, obviously, because they've put forward now, obviously, this, I won't call it an agenda, but they're trying to show that Avanesyan is someone that's super avoided in the welterweight division right now. Do you agree with what they're saying? Do you think that he's somewhat avoided and he's hard to matchmake for? Or do you think this is their excuse to not make these fights that we're clamoring to see?
I don't think it's avoided. I mean, Josh Kelly stepped in the ring with him.
Yeah.
That's not the sign of a boogeyman to me. If Josh Kelly is happy to fight you,
you're so rude.
he's no boogeyman, Avanesyan. I'm not buying that for a second because he's beatable. He's been beaten.
He has been beaten. Yeah,
he's beatable. He's coming towards the latter end of his career as well, so it's not like he's like a huge, like he's not showing he's a huge factor. He could have. I'm not saying that Josh Kelly fight was a 50-50, but a lot of people backed Josh Kelly to beat him.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think me and you
they bought into the hype of Josh Kelly at the time, obviously. So
right. Obviously he's gained a bit more clout of smoking Josh Kelly in terms of the UK audience, because obviously Josh Kelly was highly rated and whatnot. He was to do big things. So in terms of the UK audience, he lives in the UK now, he trains in the UK.
Yeah.
He's with BT. So they can roll him out with a little agenda and a little feud with Conor Benn and whatnot, and have a story where they make him like a factor in the division. He's a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. He is a good fighter. Yeah. Want to see him in good fights. That's it. That's all we're asking for. So
I just feel like it's
stuck in him.
I just feel like it's been too long for him that he's been operating at this European level, right? I think he's earned the ranks for him to get a title shot at least. Because I'm not saying by any means he wins these title shots. I don't think he beats Spence. I don't think he beats Crawford. I think he gives Ugas a hell of a fight, but I probably might swing towards Ugas on that fight there. But I think it's a good fight. Ugas, he can possibly beat Ugas, but I fight to Ugas on that one. Personally, for me, this guy's straight away. Nah, he's good. No, Avanesyan. Look, I think he's a handful. I think any of these champs who, if they take him lightly, he's a real handful. He's strong. He comes forward, hits you with a lot of punches, cuts the ring off, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like I said, I think he's earned the fact that he should get a title shot now. He's shown that he's well above this European level, well above it. This Metz guy, I think they said was like one of the highest ranked in Europe, and he's blasted my man out so quickly, like so easily. So yeah, man, I feel like it's just time now. He's 34, I think. Is it 34? And yeah, he's on a very good run. He hasn't lost for a long time, but you've got to capitalize on the fact that you're in good form and you're in good shape right now as a 34-year-old, because you're a quick injury away from all that being derailed and whatnot. So capitalize on that and get your title shot, or at least an eliminator. So it's all for something and not for nothing, if you get what I'm trying to say. This is what I've been saying about Avanesyan for a long time now. Ever since he got that Josh Kelly W, I thought, okay, now let's move you on. And he's still at this level. I don't get it. I don't know why. And obviously, yeah, they're using the fact that he's avoided as their get out of jail free card. Obviously, we can speculate and whatnot. We're not privy to certain conversations and whatnot, right? So it's all speculation. But I feel like if they truly wanted to make that fight with Conor Benn, it would have happened. And again, Matchroom might be trying to protect Conor Benn. I don't know, possibly. But if not Ben, be calling out the likes of, like we said, Keith Thurman, them man there. Call them out. I haven't heard Avanesyan personally call out these other man. You get what I'm trying to say? I've heard him call out Conor Benn, I think, but obviously he's a smart guy. He knows that that's a lot of money for him here in the UK. But I haven't seen him personally call out these other guys operating across the pond. Personally, I don't think I've heard him call Keith Thurman's name, or even call out the Ennis's or the Ortiz's, etc., or even the champs like that.
Look, obviously, he's European level. He's a top European level fighter.
He's better than European level to me,
but he's not shown it. That's what I'm saying. I agree with you.
What do you mean? What do you mean by he hasn't shown it? Because he's smoking the guys that are challenging for his European belt.
Okay, yeah, I hear. Yeah,
so that's what I mean. He's above European level, because all these guys are challenging. Don't forget, he's had his European belt for time, and they're all trying to grab it off him, and he's smoking them all. So to me, that makes him above European standard. So he's got.
I agree. Yeah,
we moved on.
I'm saying he's fighting at this European level. That's what. Let me.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah.
when I say he's European level, he's operating at this European level.
Yeah.
And he's not taking it a step further.
Okay. Yeah.
That's simply, and he should be. He should be. He should be pushing for more than just a European title.
Absolutely.
He's smoking all these guys. He's almost looking like he's trying to. Well, he's not a gatekeeper, but that's how people are going to start viewing him because he's getting on.
Yeah, he is.
He's getting on. So if he wants to push on, if he has aspirations to actually do something, you need to stop smoking these. Where's the Metz from? He's from Finland or something.
Finland, yeah,
Finland. Fighting these Spanish fighters.
Yeah. It's a combination of. I feel like he is ready and he wants these fights. But yeah, I feel like this is where promotion comes into play. Frank Warren was adamant that he's definitely going to get him a world title shot whilst he's under Queensberry. You need to deliver, Frank. That's it, really. Deliver for him.
He's not going to be the next fight. He has to earn that shot, really and truly. He's got to step up fight. And step up fight.
Yeah, they're saying, well, apparently he's very close to, he's Frank's, I think, which government, it was one of the governing bodies that he's like ranked number 2 in or highly in. Okay. And they're going to try and speak to at least get some form of eliminated going, I guess. I think it might even be.
It's one of the killers. It has to be one of the killers.
It is, yeah, no, I think it might be. He might be on the same path as Ortiz.
Right.
So it might be for Crawford's thing. So they might, I think he said something about maybe they might have to order Ortiz versus Avanesyan or something.
Man, you might as well focus on money grab.
So, well, you say that, but there's only one money grab for him. And that's Conor Benn.
Yeah, that's why he needs to keep singing his name.
Yeah, well, like I said, for me, it's got to be. It has to look. It's just, I'm tired of these European level guys. It's got to be title eliminator, title shot, or Conor Benn. Those are to me, that's the path he can take. One of those three, really.
Or one of these cats you've had a big win, Sandor Martin. That will be a good fight.
Yeah.
That's in fact, I'm saying it now. I want to see that him be Sandor Martin. That's better than Metz.
Yeah, it is 100%.
If you can't get Conor Benn, Sandor Martin, he's got off the back of a big win.
Yeah,
and he looked good.
He looked damn good. Yeah.
So if there's fights out there for you because who smoked him before? Peterson beat him.
Yeah, it was Peterson and Kavaluskas stopped him.
Yeah,
big punch. So, well, yeah, we saw Kavaluskas is a big puncher. We saw Crawford would tell you. Exactly. Crawford was quick to tell us after we saw him against my man.
Yeah, exactly. And who beat Kavaluskas?
Ortiz. Yeah, Ortiz stopped him in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So better stay away from Virgil. But we'll see what Avanesyan does next.
Yeah, cool. Good win for him anyways, regardless, but complete mismatch. Let's go on to, I guess, the other. Like I said, this was the fight I said I was looking forward to seeing the most because I wanted to see how my man adapts to higher competition. Edgar, the chosen one, Berlanga. He's come away with a UDW against experienced campaigner Steve Rose. But boy, I can't lie, man. Because I said before, we both said on the pod that we're interested because obviously Berlanga hasn't looked great in his last 2 fights. Remember, he went on a 16 first round KO streak. And to be fair to him, he was stopping man that had never been stopped before. So you're sitting up thinking, rah. Like if you're KOing guys that are regularly KO'd, it's like, but some of these guys had never been stopped before and he was knocking them out in the first round. So naturally you're sitting up. And then obviously he went into 2 fights where he didn't get any KOs. And in fact, one of them, he even got dropped in. It wasn't looking great. So we're thinking, okay, now, you figured out that you can't knock out everybody. Let's see some adaptation. Let's see you, show your boxing skills. And, you have to realize that you can't just throw haymakers all the time or sit down on your punches all the time to get your guy out of there. You've got to see some boxing skills. And we said this Steve Rose guy, he's good. Crafty competitor in there. He lost Triple G once. That was the only loss. But we knew he would test him and give him some problems. And even though he got the W, the UDW, the boxing streets are onto Edgar Berlanga, bro. They're saying that we might have another hype job on our hands. Hate to see it.
Oh.
It wasn't a great performance. I'll be so real. I think the first couple rounds, I could probably say he took it. He was looking to be aggressive in there, etc. But towards the end of the fight, you could see, or middle portions as well, he was getting outboxed. I mean, a lot of people was. I can be nice and just about give it to Berlanga, but I can also see it go the other way. I'll be honest. And you saw a lot of people saying that they thought that Rolls was robbed, and he actually won that fight. Yeah, that bad.
See, I didn't see it, so I haven't seen it yet.
You're gonna have to wheel up. Once we're done recording, you're gonna have to pre that because, yeah, man, it wasn't the best performance from him. We've seen Rolls out. You're saying it was
a gift,
hometown gift, yeah.
Oh damn! Okay, go on.
Yeah, it was in Madison Square Garden. Obviously, he's from Brooklyn. I feel like if that fight was somewhere else, he might not have been gifted that. Well, then again, Top Rank are pushing him. They tried to push him as the next star. So I knew regardless that he was going to win. Regardless, I was intrigued to see the scorecards. They were some of them were quite wide, some of them were too wide. So I thought to myself, yeah, it's a home time thing. But from what I'm seeing from Berlanga, I'm seeing the guy that's in the crossroads, to be honest, because all up till now in his career, he's clearly relied on his incredible power. When you watch this fight, you'll see that the size difference between the two guys is crazy. He's a massive, massive guy. And obviously you've relied on that power up until so long. You're so used to it. You're so used to sitting down your punches, looking for the big haymaker, looking for the big shot, and your opponent's getting out there. But now that's kind of been taken away from you in the last couple of fights where you haven't looked good, or you've come up against guys that are slippery in there, movers, savvy, crafty defensively, good behind the jab, jabbing and moving, which is what Steve Rolls was doing all night, jabbing and moving. Berlanga complained at the end and said that this guy came to run. He even said like, I'm not happy because I watched this guy in previous fights. He likes to stay in the pocket and he likes to throw. Against Triple G, he stood there and threw with him. But now against me, he's running. So now I've got to train to beat guys because everyone's now going to run against me. That's literally what he said word for word. So he wasn't too happy. But yeah, crafty from Steve Rolls. He's 37. He's an experienced campaigner.
Yeah.
Literally jabbed and moved the whole fight. That was what he was looking to do. And set traps and time Berlanga, if he came in with the right hand, try and beat him up on the inside if he could and get out of there.
That's boxing.
Yeah, it's boxing. There's no unfortunate, but that's boxing. And as a boxer, you're going to need to know how to adapt. You're so used to using your power and catching guys with your power. Now we've got to see you cut off the ring smartly. Because if this guy's going to be on his bike, you're going to have to set traps yourself and cut off the ring. You're going to have to box behind the jab. There are times when Berlanga had his jab firing and it looked good. He's bigger man, reach, it was working. But there's too many times in that fight where he just wasn't jabbing. He was just looking to step in, bro, with a big shot. And Steve Rolls was way too savvy and crafty for that. So he wasn't getting hit cleanly at all, to be honest. No big shots like that got hit clean. Maybe a few to the body, but like the headshots, which Berlanga favors, they weren't doing much because he wasn't able to catch my man very cleanly with his big shots. So, yeah, man, this is probably I don't say diamond performances, but 3 performances you're like, whoa. You've gone on your amazing KO streak. You've got the hype. He's a draw in the sense that Madison Square Garden was sold out. Obviously, all the Puerto Ricans came out. Like, they support him. They're really behind him. But it's looking like there's a weakness there in terms of him versus movers, him versus crafty, savvy boxers. And yeah, like I said, when you're so used to being, to relying on your power for so long and it not working, it can be hard to like sort of, teach an old dog new tricks, if you get what I'm trying to say. But he's young. He's young enough to learn, I think. Like I said, the size and power is there. It's just now, can we see some boxing skills? And if he doesn't add that to his game, unfortunately, the better boxer is going to beat him up, to be real. I'll be honest. So, yeah.
Well, I've not watched it, like I said. But from the sounds of it, look, a lot of fighters get given gifts early in their career. Canelo being one. He's had a few gifts early in his career. This is still learning, no? Like, it is still learning. He's having good learning.
He can still learn.
He stepped up.
Look, I know obviously the boxing spheres are very tough and, straight away. Like if you have one bad performance, remember you're finished according to boxing streets, right? So I'm not going to jump and say he's a hype job straight away. Obviously, you're looking at the pattern, right? In his last 3 fights, you're thinking it's not good. But I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt in the sense that he's still young. He's still got time to learn and add more stuff to his game. But you obviously you got to try and see it a gradual progression, right? And there's just 3 fights in a row where clearly we're seeing he's not at the level yet that we thought he might get to. Because he's there saying that he's ready for David Benavidez and them guys there. They're finishing. They're smoking you. Even Tim Bradley was saying guys like Jesse Hart will smoke him. Like he's yeah. So
that's fair.
It's not a par. It's fair constructive criticism to me. You're young. You're just you're only 16 fights, 17 fights deep or whatever. Sorry, 18 fights deep, man. It's not that deep. You still got time to learn and grow.
Yeah.
So he himself needs to curtail his expectations, I think. Lower his expectations in terms of where he thinks he should be. Because I think Top Rank one day want to angle him for Canelo. And obviously him being bullish, I think I can take him now. You're not there yet. You still got some learning to do, clearly.
Yeah. And like you said, that's fine. That's
fine. And you know how we said last week, we sort of challenged him, said, oh yeah, Canelo got Steve Rolls out of there in 6, I think it was. He should aim to do it in 4, 5 or whatever. Wasn't able to do that. Took him the distance, unfortunately, and didn't look amazing. Just saying that maybe I don't want to say that Steve Rolls, he would have learned from this fight, but maybe even Steve Rolls was a bit too soon for him. But yeah, like I said, he's still learning. He's still got some growing to do. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying for that. Really, whether he turns out to be a trailblazer or not my business. But obviously, there's something there. But we want to now see it develop and progress. So that's it, really.
Yeah, that's fair. Obviously, we bought into the hype as well, and
look,
it's like I said, bought into the hype. It's almost a sense like, you see a prospect and you think sometimes a prospect could be.
Look, not every prospect's gonna bang, bro. That's like.
Some prospects are going to move quicker than others, like Virgil Ortiz and Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis has like 30 fights in, so he didn't even move super quick. But not every prospect is going to be like, this guy's going to be a world champion in the next 2 years or whatever. Yeah. Some prospects are going to take a bit longer, and that's fair enough. Especially a puncher. Someone who's a puncher is always going to take a bit longer for me because like even our GOATs like Tyson. Yeah. When they come up against people, it's difficult. So that's fine. He could have a few more solid camps where he works on something. You could get a new trainer in or whatever, work on a few things and improve the tools in his arsenal.
Not good thing you put up the trainer as well. Another thing, his setup in the corner seemed confusing to me because he basically he's got like 3 trainers talking to him basically in his corner. He's got Andre Rozier, that's Danny Jacobs' guy, as his main trainer. He's also got his dad. And one more guy, I've forgotten his name, but one more guy. So basically had 3 guys chatting to him in there, basically. And he almost looked confused and befuddled because, like, he's got 3 guys going at him, telling him information and whatnot. So I feel like he needs to pattern that situation as well. There's too many cooks in there, I feel like. Apparently that's how he works this camp. Obviously, he's had all 3 of them in this camp this time. And, sometimes you don't need too many cooks, man. Like, chill with that. Yeah. So I feel like that needs to change as well because he looks a bit confused sometimes.
Yeah, it's nothing to be because he's still winning. That's the thing. Yeah, we've seen he's touched the canvas. He's come back a while. So these are things that will hold him in good stead if he can work on certain things and improve. I mean, who knows? Like we've seen improvements in people like Conor Benn. Remember Shaquille Stevenson before he fought Jamal Herring? His performance before that. Questioning how good he was.
Even Teofimo. Do you remember Teofimo against Nakatani before he went and beat Kome? His point. People were saying, hey, Teofimo, like he struggled. He really struggled that fight.
Yeah. Devin Haney, he's someone people cook all the time.
Yep.
Like he gets roasted more for what's it called? Being wobbled.
Yeah.
He got wobbled against what's his name?
What Venezuelan?
Yeah. The matchroom killer.
The guy who how can I forget his we know his name as well.
I've got blank as
well. That is crazy. Fought Lomachenko, beat up Crawler and all them, man.
Matchroom killer for real. It just came to me. Wait.
I'm checking now.
That's my man's name.
That's so bad how we've just remembered.
I'll be blanking like
Linares. Thank
There
you.
we go. Yeah. Jorge Linares. Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets roasted for getting wobbled by Linares, not beating Gambara. But my man's been avoided like hell because he's got the ability and he'll work on some things. He'll work on he's still young as well. So all these people who are saying he's finished and this and that, it's just take his constructive criticism, Berlanga, and go back to the drawing board, work on things.
Yeah.
You've got time on your side, you've got youth on your side.
Yeah.
You're still winning, you're still learning, you're still stepping up. Maybe chill at a level for a while and take it slow. I'm still vouching for my man. Obviously, those 16 KOs in a row was a madness. But
I mean, to be fair, it's a high expectation because don't forget people were tuning in and saying, "Oh, is the streak going to continue?" That's what they were tuning in for. They're doing the same for Roger Ortiz. They're tuning in, expecting him to stop guys and whatnot, and sometimes they just might not grow your way. And like I said, we put him on our little prospects list because of the fact that you're showing this at 16 and or whatever. And to me, like I said, the big thing was he was stopping guys that hadn't been stopped before. Yeah. That's something to brag about. At such a young age as well, I can respect it. So, yeah, not every prospect is going to be a hit or they all travel at different trajectories. It happens, man. It's boxing. And if Berlanga turns out to be a bust, he's a bust. It is what it is. No skin off our backs, really. But he's still young. He's still got a lot to learn. But they need to relax because obviously they're trying to angle him as the next big thing for money, a cash cow for Top Rank. They now need to be careful with his matchmaking and need to relax in terms of how they're moving because clearly they don't want to move him too much too soon. And now other fighters are going to look and feel like, oh, this guy doesn't like movers. Guys who are crafty in the pocket and able to defend and be slick. They're going to look to, angle for that now. So, yeah, a whole lot of things to learn. That's all I see, really. I still think he's still got far to go. But that's it, really. Yeah. And appreciate the gifts if you get them. Yeah. Cool. Also yesterday, just quickly round up what yesterday's action, there was wins for Sonny Edwards. Shout out to Sonny Edwards defending this title again. Another typical Sonny Edwards performance, really. You're not going to get KOs and stoppages with him, but you get boxing and he tends to outbox all his opponents, right? So, yeah. He's
slick in there.
He's very slick in there. Yeah, he is. And he talks and he backs it, to be fair.
Yeah.
But
he's his flowers.
Who is he angling for? Because there's he wants
Martinez.
Yeah, it's Martinez. Yeah. He probably shouting about that. So we'll see if I get it. Yeah.
That's a good fight.
That's a good. I definitely want to see it. We'll see if that gets made. On the undercard as well, we had Regis Prograis. Another mismatch fight against McKenna. Stopped him in 6. What was funny to me in that fight was when Prograis dropped him in the second round. Yeah, did you see? Prograis dropped him in the second round. Yeah, McKenna's there nodding, clapping, saying, "Yeah, good shot." To be fair, that killed me. Like my man was on one knee looking at him. He was like, claps. He's like, yeah, fair, nodding, appreciation, great shot. And afterwards they had a joint interview between both of them, and McKenna was saying, yeah, Prograis hits like a flipping train, like. But that's well known. Everyone knows about Prograis and how hard he hits. Like, he's a monster for real. Yeah, but interesting to see. Obviously, now that Taylor's left that division, basically, we'll see what happens with those belts and who fights who and who winds up with which belt. But yeah. To me, Prograis should go on, and I feel like he'll be the number one of that division now that Taylor's gone. Obviously, between Prograis and Catterall. But why are you laughing?
I saw something like maybe the WBC or WBO ranked dropped Catterall down to number 3. What was he the mandatory for?
Catterall.
What belt was he mandatory for?
One of the WBC.
I don't think so, mate. Yeah, mate. I think it might have been. Yeah, so they've put him in number 3. So
because he lost.
Which means and Teofimo is number 2.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, he won't even get a shot in terms of for a final eliminator for mandatory, which is
it's farcical, sad. Man. Farcical. It's a damn shame. But yeah, that division.
Whoever if Josh Taylor does move up, which he will, and whoever fight for the eliminator or whoever fight for the title, the vacant title, they have to give Catterall a shot. He deserves it.
Yeah, 100%. As we said, that
world knows that.
Yeah, as we said, that division it's in healthy hands. Even with Taylor leaving, yeah, Catterall, Tiafimo, Prograis, it's a calm division still. So some great fights to be made. Cool. Let's should we fast forward to? I'll go on.
What's it called? There was a fight we previewed last week, which didn't happen.
Oh yeah, of course. Virgil Ortiz was meant to fight Mickinson. Ortiz had to pull out for medical reasons, which is a shame. I think that was announced shortly after we dropped the episode, really. Yeah, shame about that actually. Mickinson, they got a replacement, didn't they? I don't know. I didn't even check to see if he won or who they replaced him with, but yeah. Shame about that.
Last minute replacement. Apparently it was a dull fight, the replacement. Martin or someone.
Oh, okay.
I didn't tune in.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully, obviously, Victor Ortiz has a speedy recovery because it was something he had to go to hospital, something to do with his kidneys.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully 100% recovery. Healthy.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah, let's fast forward to upcoming week. Couple fights I want to preview. Let's start over here in home soil. Actually, both fights are over here, to be fair. But let's start with the Richard Riakporhe versus Dion Jumah fight. I think this one really intrigues me. Big cruiserweight bout over here in the UK. It was initially meant to be Riakporhe against another guy. The other guy pulled out, and Dion Jumah was on the undercard, and he was also fighting. Was it Lawal? Did Lawal pull out, or did they just replace Jumah?
I think Lawal pulled out with an injury as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that actually it's actually made a better fight for everyone because Riakporhe Jumah is a great fight, man. Two undefeated British cruiserweight prospects that know a lot about each other as well. Obviously, Riakporhe's a bigger name, but this is a very tough fight for him. Dion Jumah is very good. I've seen him a couple of times before. I do rate him. I think he's a good boxer. He's a better boxer than Riakporhe, if you ask me. Obviously, Riakporhe has that just huge size and power, but in terms of actual technical boxing, Dion Jumah has him beat all day. So yeah, this is a tough fight, man. This is a really tough fight for both of these guys. Credit to both of them for making this now. It's something that probably could have been made later down the line, almost similar to Okolie Chamberlain. But it's happening now. They're both putting their undefeated records on the line. We'll see who comes out on top. I think Jumah has been calling out. I know he's called up Okolie a hell of times, and Riakporhe as well. He's been chasing these men for a long time. So, and he claims that he's mad avoided in the domestic scene. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. I think that's everyone's fight. Every fighter's favorite line now these days, bro. Just say, "Oh yeah, I'm avoided. No one wants to fight me." But
yeah, we'll try it. But it's a good fight, man.
Yeah, it's a really good fight. I'm looking forward to this one. Honestly, I like it when we have a good crop of fighters domestically and they mix it up, which is something we've been screaming for the light heavies to do. Let's see the cruiserweights do their version now. But I'm looking forward to this one. If I was to make a prediction, I'll probably I feel like the power of Richard might get to Dion in the end. But I honestly won't be surprised if we see a Jumah win. This is almost like a 50-50 to me, honestly. I do think Jumah's a really tricky, very good boxer in there, and it could rattle Riakporhe a couple of times. But I'll go with the power and size overall.
It's a good clash. We like these domestic clashes where these guys get in there. And it's not a mismatch by any means. It's definitely a good fight. Yeah, a fight neither guy really needs to take. To be honest.
It's early. Like I said, similar to Okolie Chamberlain, early, but
but it's good. Yeah. It's good. Cream. We want to see the cream rise to the top.
Trust.
And definitely, it's a good card. I mean, they've boxer have signed Dan Aziz as well, so he's on the card.
Yep.
So defending.
I'm happy for Dan. Happy for Dan.
Yeah. And obviously, he's always bullish. He wants to be in a mix with the other light heavies that they're talking about.
Yeah.
So good platform for him to be on.
Yeah. 100%.
So definitely, and obviously, yeah, good card and definitely a good main event. So I'll be in tune. I think I slightly agree with you. I think Riakporhe will, I want to say maybe get him out of there with a power, but we'll see, man. I'll sit on the fence slightly. I'm leaning towards
yeah, I'm leaning towards Riakporhe as well. But I do think that this is, even if he doesn't win or he does win, it's a good profile builder for Jumah. Not many people know about him. I had a lot of people messaging me saying, "Do you know about him?" I haven't heard of him. Yeah, so this is good for them to. I think his name will get out there, and a lot of people will know about him after this fight for sure. He's been around for a while, so
yeah, he's been smashing up the domestic guys as well. He's been doing his thing domestically.
Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes these guys just need a platform. That's it, bro, isn't it? They just need somewhere to show their work in front of a crowd, whether it's televised or something. And so this is a good place. A boxer, Sky, it's a good place to do it. Because
this was the card I was talking about, which looked good. Because even the Wild versus Jumah was a good fight. A very good fight. And Riakporhe was what did he have? An eliminator? Was it a title fight? It was meant to have. I can't even remember.
I think it was like I don't know if it was an eliminator. I think it might have been like one of the minor title fights.
Yeah. Good card. I'll be in tune.
Yeah. Cool. One more fight to preview domestically. It's not a domestic fight, but it's happening on these shores. I think it's happening in Leeds. Josh Warrington, Kiko Martinez. You forgot it.
Yeah.
I'm actually expecting Josh Warrington to win this, which would complete quite an odd year and a half for him. Obviously, we know what happened. Vacated, got knocked out by Lara. The rematch with Lara didn't go down well. Obviously, no contest because of the clash of heads. Meanwhile, Galahad's won his belt, then defended against Martinez, and shockingly got knocked out. And now Warrington is probably going to win his old belt back. So yeah, quite a stunning turn of events really for him. It still cracks me up how quickly they made this fight, So quick. A week hadn't even passed since Martinez won the belt and it was saying, Warrington and Martinez too. I thought, nah. And Warrington's already beat this guy already, man. It's just, and it's in lead, oh my gosh, they just handed it to him basically. But yeah, it's weird how boxing works sometimes, isn't it?
Well, we'll see, because no one expected Martinez to beat Galahad.
Yeah, that's true.
Badly stops him.
Yeah.
And we know now Warrington can be badly hurt. Kiko Martinez was on a run of, I thought he beat what's his name? Zelfa Barrett.
Yeah.
Look, a close fight.
Yeah. Okay.
Could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And then obviously pulled off that upset.
He gave Barrett hell. I remember that fight still. He gave him hell.
So we could see another upset. I mean, we could. And that would wrap up a torrid year.
Yo, if Warrington doesn't win, are you saying he should finish?
I don't think he should finish. I don't think he's finished as such. It'll be a mess. It depends how he looks.
That's huge.
It depends he still needs to run it back with
Galahad. Oh no, Martinez.
Yeah.
No, not
Martinez. What's his name?
Lara.
Yeah, Lara. He still needs to run it back with Lara. Probably run it back with Galahad.
I can argue that this loss, is it even a bigger loss than the Lara loss?
Nah.
If he loses to Martinez, or not? Do you think so?
Lara came out of the wood.
Just don't forget, Warrington's already beat this guy before.
Yeah, true. Comfortably as well.
Hella comfy.
Yeah, maybe.
It could.
Lara's on an unknown quantity as such.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay.
But he's seen, and that Martinez is old. Like he's not a spring chicken. Yeah. He's been around for a long time. I could argue that this is a bigger loss than the Lara loss.
Yeah, if he does,
if he loses, I expect him to win. To be honest,
yeah, same.
But it's a damning loss if he loses this. Like you got to ask serious questions about your career, and where you want to go next. Because, yeah, but like I said, this has almost been handed to him on the plate. Almost, it's in Leeds, I think. against a guy you've beaten before, your old belt. Yeah, we should be seeing Josh Warrington's hand raised. I don't foresee any sort of super changing in styles. You know what we get with Warrington, right? That's that super aggressive work rate on you like a flash kind of thing. But yeah, I'll be intrigued to see if Martinez, obviously we can see Martinez carries some power. If he lands on him flush, I mean, I'll be intrigued to see how Warrington takes it. Because I mean, talk saying that, his punch resistance might be gone now, etc. We'll see. But I know that Lara was heavy-handed regardless, so I'm not going to throw out there that his punch resistance shot to pieces yet, but I'm taking the keen look. I am taking the keen look. But we'll see how that one plays out. But expecting the Josh Warrington dub still. Cool. That's it really, I guess, in terms of reviews and previews, unless you got anything else to add, Flowz. Anything else in the news that you want to touch upon?
Funny, I saw someone else is fighting after his money's dried up. Marcus Maidana.
Is he fighting?
He's back actually, yeah.
No way. No way. Hey, that brother decided to lose 0 weight. He said, nah, man.
I think it's a 6-rounder as well, but my man just money dried up.
Yeah, they made the double made with a lot of. It's gone. How old is Maidana now?
He was eating good after that.
Brother, you saw the way he ballooned up. My man didn't fight again. He's 38 now. My gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Dubai. Fair.
Yeah.
So
just a throwback. Great fighter back in the day. Great fighter.
Yeah, he's 8 years out the ring. Mad thing. Mad. Yeah, the money's gone. The money's gone. Damn.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm sure this guy will try to call out someone after.
Cheat on my time. Look, man, they need to give us what they never gave us. I want that amateur rematch. We always wanted that Maidana Matisse pro fight.
Yeah. We
never got that. 2 absolute powerhouses, knockout artists.
But
was it Matisse that bagged them up in amateurs? It was who had the winning record? I think it might have been. Let me check.
I think it might have been Maidana.
One of them was better than the other in the amateurs.
I think it was Maidana. Yeah, check.
Yeah, let me check. We always wanted that. We never got that fight though.
Yeah, I rated both of them. That would have been a fantastic fight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, both beating those guys.
So they faced 4 times in amateurs. Maidana won 3 other times, and the other one was a draw. So Matisse never beat him in the amateurs.
Yeah.
Throwback. Real throwback. Hey, what do you say? Obviously, we know how boxing is these days, and literally anyone can box, as we can see. You've got strong men boxing now. Literally anyone can box. But they might as well just do like a little throwback tournament, get Margarito back, get Robert Guerrero, get Maidana Martinez. I know he's not retired, but you know what I mean, though. Just get a little throwback tournament. All these man. Even Margarito came back,
Oh man, no, to be fair, I don't want to see these guys come back. Like you hear them talk sometimes, and you're thinking, "Yo, that Shane Murphy's talking is finished."
Yeah,
even there was Spence lately.
Sad, bro. I'm worried about Spence, man. When I saw that presser, the way I said, "Yo, this guy sounds even slower than up," because he's always had that southern drawl. He's from Texas, but it sounds even slower than usual. Like he looks like he's half asleep. He talks like he's half asleep. I thought, yo, these injuries, they might be affecting him, I'm a bit worried. I literally hope that. Yeah.
It's not something you clock with boxers, because sometimes you'll be talking, you just think these guys are slow as hell. But then the hours of sparring they've been doing, the hours of amateur career, they've been taking punches for years. So
yeah, it's so
I'll
true.
be dissing how they're talking, but boy, we don't know what they've been through. And when you see it deteriorating throughout their career, it's worrying. So like I hear Shane Mosley talk, I don't even know what he's saying. Honestly, I haven't
heard Shane in a while. But I remember towards the end of his career, he was talking with a little bit of a he sounded a little bit punch drunk, and I can only imagine how bad it is now, to be honest.
He's been in wars.
Damn.
So yeah, I feel like you man stay away, man. There's no need for it. But like you say, anyone's boxing. So
anyone's in the ring these days. Everyone and everyone. So it's a bit of a joke in it, but that's our sport. Cool. Let's leave it there, man. This has been episode 82 of the SZN podcast. Once again, I've been your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And make sure you keep subscribing, liking, commenting, all that good stuff. Peace.
Get a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.